I'm Richard Clarke. Ramana Maharshi's teachings are deep and profound. Listen each day to deepen your practice. Welcome. I'm reviewing and commenting on the book Talks with Sri Ramana Maharshi. Today is from Talk 491, Part 2. Questioner. Samskaras are said to persist even in a Jnani. Maharshi. Yes, they are bhuga hetu, leading to enjoyment only, and not bandha hetu. Questioner. This fact is often abused by fakes who pretend to be sadhus but lead vicious lives. They say it is prarabdha, a remnant of past karma. How shall we mark off the fakes from the genuine sadhus? Maharshi. The one who has given up the idea of being the doer cannot repeat, "This is my prarabdha." The jnanis live different lives, is said for the benefit of others. The jnanis cannot make use of this in explanation of their lives and conduct. In this dialogue, the questioner is asking about the nature of samskaras, mental impressions or habits, and whether they persist in a jnani or realized being. Sri Ramana Maharshi acknowledges that samskaras do persist in a jnani, but makes an important distinction. He says these mental habits are only for bhuga, enjoyment, and not bandha, bondage. In other words, a jnani may still have residual tendencies or habits, but they no longer bind them to suffering or ignorance. The jnani is beyond identification with the body and mind, so these tendencies have no power to cause attachment or suffering. The questioner then raises a concern about so-called fake sadhus or spiritual teachers who use the excuse of prarabdha, past karma, to justify living unethical or even vicious lives. They might say, "This is not something I am responsible for. It's my karma. What can I do?" Ramana responds by making a clear distinction between genuine and fake teachers. A true jnani, he says, would never claim, "This is my prarabdha." Why? Because the sage has given up my. One who has realized the self has given up the idea of being the doer. They no longer identify with the ego which says, "I did this," or "I am responsible for that." For a jnani, life unfolds naturally, without the sense of personal ownership, doership, or attachment. So the idea of explaining their behavior in terms of prarabdha doesn't arise. Ramana also clarifies that the idea that jnanis live different lives is spoken for only for the benefit of others. It helps those who are still in the process of inquiry to understand that enlightenment does not always manifest in the same way. However, the jnani themselves would never use this concept to explain their own actions. The deeper point Ramana Maharshi is making about the freedom of a jnani, they have transcended the ego, so there is no identification with personal karma, even if habits or tendencies linger. True self-realization means the end of attachment to actions and outcomes, which is what separates the genuine from the false. So know yourself and be always free and at peace. In 40 verses on reality, Ramana Maharshi explains the nature of the self, the ultimate reality, and self-inquiry. My new book, with my comments and inquiry questions, opens these teachings up and brings them into your practice and experience. Available now from Amazon. Link in the video description. These videos bring Ramana's teachings into your direct experience. Click subscribe to see more. Click thumbs up to like, and send questions and start a dialogue with a comment